Now it's going live all the way out to YouTube, and we fucking love you guys. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're tuning in here with us this morning. Tell them how it is, Tez.
This is Livestar. It feels good to be back on the show. Another episode. We're bringing it to you back to back to back to back to back. We're going to keep adding value, and we see the channel growing, so we're going to keep doing what we do and make sure to help out the people. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe on all platforms at 5-Star Livestream. We're out here. Gonna keep bringing it to you. Let's get it.
Man, so look, today I was talking to my dog Tez, right? And I'm telling him, like, dude, I know that we have a propaganda machine that's always attacking the men, and we know that. We know that. If you're watching stuff like this, if you see the clickbaits, if you see the titles, if you've listened to us, you know that me and Tez are coming from the most pure point of view that you possibly can. Men love women. Women these days, unfortunately, are making it harder to get in relationships, but they're indoctrinated. They don't know why. And we are trying to set you guys up to have a beautiful, structured out relationship so you can prosper, have amazing love together, start families, build your homes, live that fucking American dream all the way out to its maximum potential, right? But when I was talking to Tez today, man, I really wanted to get to, like, why are women so insecure in their femininity? Why is that happening? You know, they come and they attack guys and they say things all throughout the media, right? Like, if you listen to Alex Jones, he'll tell you there's something called like the Tavistock Institute, and there's like different organizations that are spread out all through America that are always attacking men. And we know this, guys. If you go on TikTok, there's agendas against men, always putting men down, always telling you stupid shit. Instagram does it. YouTube has, they were doing it a lot in the CV19 era, right? And then, of course, when you watch movies, I just gave Tez a good example, right? For example, I remember they had came out with the Flash movie, right? And Wonder Woman's lasso of truth accidentally touches Batman, and then Batman, when it touches him, he says, "Oh, I'm so insecure, that's why I dress up in this bat suit, blah, blah, blah." And if I really wanted to eliminate crime, I would just use my masculinity the right way and just pay money and eliminate poverty. And they're always trying to put capitalism down, masculinity down, and they're trying to put down men. But they're trying to paint that picture to make men weaker and then feminize the men and masculinize the women. But there is still personal responsibility out here, right? So as me and Tez spend time cold approaching women or talking to them or getting to know people or building real life personal relationships with people, we really do see that women are truly insecure in their femininity.
Yeah, they are. And the reason for that is, I believe, is that women naturally, they're not insecure in their femininity. Naturally, they're not. But with all the propaganda that's made them feel bad about being feminine, that's what has them being insecure about being feminine. That's what has them having a hard time to make them admit that maybe they're the weaker physically sex, or being submissive makes a woman feel weak. It's because the propaganda has made them believe that and feel that way, when their femininity is actually, it's a superpower. I mean, who doesn't want to be around a feminine woman? So the propaganda has just penetrated their brain, and I said that before, but it's like, it's made them feel insecure, and it's made them really want to just fight men, in a sense, just be competitive towards men. And it's like, we're not looking to put women down, or we're just don't want to compete with women. It's like women they're coming into these workforces and places, and like they're competing with men, and it's like, you're competing at our sport. It's like us going into the nail salon and trying to outdo you in your nails, or say, you know, look at me, I got better nails than you. A girl's gonna look at the guy and be like, you're just that's gay. You're gay, like, ew. Like, it's gonna just turn her off. So it's like, women are coming into our fields, and then they're just competing with us, and no man wants to compete with the woman. And instead of her just being feminine and in her feminine frame, she's just competing with the men, and we just don't want that.
100%. So that is the premise for today's episode. We're opening it up, and we want you guys to know that today we're going to be talking about why we believe that there's a lot of push for it, but why women are insecure in their femininity. You know, and I'm going to open it up by talking about what femininity is, because we live in an age where people can't even define what a woman is, right? And I'm going to teach you guys how to pick out some of these keywords to like really know that you're on to something, or like when you're in a conversation that like delineates these things, so you can navigate these conversations and pick out the trigger word propaganda and be able to like move past it, or move into a better situation and put yourself in a better dating field, or put yourself in a better position. And I'm letting you guys know now, if someone is thoroughly brainwashed, it's almost, depending on the person, I know you're going to want to teach them. I know you're going to want to show them the truth. I know you're going to want to reveal the light to their eyes. You're from your heart, you're going to want to enlighten their heart. But like when somebody's brainwashed, unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, they got to go through that shit on their own. They are like usually permanently fucking brainwashed. And it's sad, but it is true. And, you know, like one of the keywords for a normal conversation would be like intimidated, right? If you ever hear a girl say something that's so dumb, like, men are just so intimidated by my success. None of us are. No, that doesn't even make sense. The structure of the sentence grammatically makes no sense, right? For example, Tez, have you ever been walking down the street and been like, oh my God, that woman could whoop my ass. I'm so intimidated. No, please don't hurt me. Oh God, this is going to end my career, my life, my sovereignty. Has that ever happened to you once?
Come on now, bro.
Right? See, now, let's say that I was chilling at the park and a fucking Kodiak bear with 10-inch nails that was angry was 1 foot away from me. I would feel fucking intimidated by that bear because that motherfucker's going to rip my fucking throat out. That is what intimidation means. And that is something that exists between men. Men can intimidate each other, like a big man, small man dynamic, right? Like a guy who can't defend his girl sees a bigger guy. He might feel intimidated for his life against the threat of death. Because men can fucking kill each other, because there's low level of violence between men that don't like each other or don't know each other, and that low level of any unpredictable violence is what fucking runs society. You don't pay your fucking bills, cops are coming to rip your ass out of your house and throw you in jail, motherfucker. That is what runs civilizations. That's how intimidations work. And guess what? There is no civilizations built or ran by women, because women couldn't intimidate a fucking butterfly, bro. Maybe they could, but like, well, you know, you get the point, right? Women are not intimidating towards men. Women are not. They're feminine. So now I'm gonna jump into what is femininity. Femininity is the most beautiful thing in the world when you are a man filled with testosterone. There is nothing more opposite, nothing more complementary, nothing. Entire war. Helen of Troy, if you don't know the story, Helen of Troy was a woman that was so beautiful that Troy, or I believe Achilles, was willing to go to fucking war for Helen, right? Entire fucking wars have been fought over the beauty and the femininity of women. And that makes so much sense to us even here right now, 2025, in the modern day. It's always going to be that way. Femininity is soft. Femininity is beautiful. Femininity is happy, giddy, complimentary, bubbly, excited, joyous. Femininity is unlike anything else in this world. And when you're a man, it is more likely that in the come up of being a guy, if you're a guy, you're going through a path of suffering. And in the path of suffering, you are being built. And in the path of being built, you are becoming a warrior. And in becoming a warrior, you are becoming a man. And in becoming a man, you're becoming tough. And while you're going through the tough world that always wants to battle you and fight you and slice you up and scar you and tear you down and fuck you over, there is nothing more humbling in that notion, nothing more beautiful, and nothing more worth defending than feminine virtues and feminine beauty. Femininity is found in our counterparts. Femininity is found in women, and it is never found in fucking men. There is no feminine side of you fruit pops. You twinks should never be in tune with your femininity, but unfortunately, women are not in tune with their femininity, and in fact, they are insecure to be feminine. Let's talk about that. How is a woman insecure to be feminine? Well, we live in a boss babe era, right? They all want to be a boss babe, and they want to leave their natural state of being. So, A woman's natural state of being has always stereotypically or just like logically been somebody who is, there's the hunter-gatherer dynamic. And right here, right now, today, I know other people. I know them. I physically have stood shoulder to shoulder with these people, female, who are out here out in Miami or out here in Florida and shit, who are literally saying, man, I hate when I'm doing this, and people bring up things from thousands of years ago where men were hunters and women were gatherers, because they're fucking stupid. Like they're doing a job that requires them to be masculine, so they forego the fact that they need femininity, and men are in this for femininity. The reason, if you remember the island example that me and Tez were talking about a couple episodes ago, women are gatherers for a very specific reason, and men are hunters for a very specific reason. If me and Tez were out in the Midwest and we had some girls in the desert, and what we would do is we would first provide safety for the women because they're feminine. We'd build them some tiki huts, and then me and Tez are out there with the spear killing a fucking buffalo, wrestling that bitch to the ground, killing that motherfucker, ripping its heart out. And taking our muscles and our strength to lift that fucking, or drag that 1 ton or 2 ton buffalo across the fucking desert to bring food back to our women, because women can't do that. They don't have the physical ability to go and wrestle a buffalo and kill it. And if they did, they're at a higher risk for death, because women are weaker, which is feminine, and it is beautiful. We want them to be weaker, because while we are all tough and able to have this strength, we know that because they are created as our sub counterpart, we want to protect them, and we never want to hurt them, and we always want to be gentle to them and be kind to them and be soft to them, because we have to fight everything else. But this right here, this beautiful thing, we can protect. That is femininity in a nutshell.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. And it's like, as a woman, if you're not deciding to be feminine, then you're being masculine. And at that point, we all know opposites attract. So if you guys both have the same roles, you guys are both behaving the same way, the man and the woman in a relationship, then it's just going to be conflicting roles, and then no one's going to know what the fuck is going on, and you guys aren't going to have any set rules on how you guys go about things. So if you guys are just acting the same, behaving the same, then it's like, and that's why I say, like, I heard someone say, like, shout out to Casey Redbeard, he said, like, dating in America is gay. Like, you could still have a girlfriend and be gay, because your girlfriend acts like a fucking man, so really you're just dating a man with a vagina. So, and then you got to act like a bitch, and then you're gay. So when you have conflicting roles, it just makes things more complicated. So ladies, if you're insecure in your femininity and you decide to just forego your femininity and start acting like a man, then it's just going to be harder to find a man that you're actually attracted to, because you're going to want a man that's submissive but also masculine, and then it's just going to be confusing at that point. And that's why people just aren't in relationships, or people just aren't, their divorce rates are crazy. It's because everyone's confused about what their role actually is. So we need to have set roles. We need to all be fucking sexist and know that we're fucking different. That's just the reality. The reality is the world is just sexist. There's a reason why, as a guy, we can walk outside with no shirt on, and a girl can't do the same, because we're different. She has fucking titties and we don't. So the world is just sexist, and there's these buzz terms to make us seem like we're so fucking equal and we're the same. But in reality, we are completely different. Men need to be men need to be masculine, women need to be feminine. So the soft, the nurturing aspect of a woman, that's what makes them beautiful. That's what makes them be able to just care for kids, give birth, and be good moms. So, I mean, why not be that? Why have 2 dads in the household? Why have the woman acting like a man? It just doesn't work that way. It's not optimal for raising a family. So women, your femininity is a powerful thing to have.
Now, we're going to talk about what I was saying earlier, how to identify when the propaganda is being like spit out of a conversation. And you have to understand, propaganda is fake. Propaganda is false. Propaganda does not adhere to reality. Women, unfortunately, a part of being feminine is being easier to manipulate or to brainwash or to deceive. Their mind is not as strong as the mind of a man. A woman cares about what everybody thinks about her. A man doesn't give a fuck about what anybody thinks about him. A man has to succeed no matter what. A woman can succeed electively. Reality is easier for them to move through. Reality for them is softer. Everybody is nicer to them. Reality for men is harder. Nobody is nice to men. Even myself, I have walked past dudes in the elevator, never said hi. I have walked past dudes on the street, kept walking forward. Versus like when in the same scenario, wave at a chick or smile at her. You know what I'm saying? Each and every interaction between women, if you add it up, every micro interaction is always showing favor to the woman and showing absolutely dog shit nothing to the man. So here's a big one, right? I see this a lot. I see this with real people. I see this in real conversations. I see this in TikTok. Girls will have a complaint that goes something along the lines of, I want to move up and I want to have success in the world of business so I can be a boss babe. And men are just so intimidated by me. So I'm going to teach you how to cripple that argument with propaganda, right? Let's say that she says, men are so intimidated by me. Here's how you go about crippling an argument like that. Play it out. Play out the argument, right? Because propaganda for a girl is kind of like a fight. And if you tire her out, if you let her tire herself out, maybe at the end of that, like kind of like Aikido, right? She punches, you just let her punch, dodge back. She'll tire herself out, and maybe if she has a brain, she'll be able to see the truth. If she doesn't have a brain, you're fucked. So they'll say something along the lines of, men are just so intimidated by my success. They don't want me to be successful. I'm going to start a woman army. We are women that support each other. We are women that support each other so much so that we're going to be at the top of the food chain. We're going to be at the top of the ladder. So then, ask her, okay, why do you think men are intimidated by you? That they just don't want to compete with girls. They want to oppress us and put us down. No, they don't. Why do you think they want to do that? Or what is the end result of what you have to gain? Because what's going to happen is that the more that you open up this argument, you'll see that first and foremost, men are not intimidated by a girl joining the workforce. In fact, as men, if you are able to open up the conversation, you'll see that men have to work. Whether or not you're doing work with us, we don't fucking care, because work is work. And 9 times out of 10, I swear to you, if you could ask any dude who's been working his ass off in any career, in any field, if he could take the option to just have millions of dollars in cash out and not have to work for the rest of his life versus working for the rest of his life, 9 times out of 10, homie's going to take the cash and dip out and go do what he wants to do and maybe turn his life into like his biggest fantasy, which might be like, I don't know, if he was a gamer, he'd build out like his home into a gaming studio streaming YouTubing thing. Or if he was a car racer, he'd buy like hot cars, right?
Hookers and cocaine.
Hey, my fucking guy. Know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, the myth is like, guys are intimidated by us and they don't want us to be successful. And it's like, bitch, we don't care that you're in the workforce. What the fuck would we care that you're in the workforce for? We don't care that you have to get dressed up like a dude, look professional, come into the workforce, make some sales, do some jobs, we don't give a fuck. That is irrelevant. Nobody cares. But the girl thinks that she is contributing to success, not realizing that at the height of this, in her being insecure in her femininity, she's foregoing her femininity to go act like a man, work like a man, dress like a man, be like a man, make money like a man, and buy things like a man to provide a life to people like a man, which is usually for herself, because women unfortunately only think about themselves. A man is doing this to provide a life for a family. A woman is not doing that. So it's a fucking oxymoron. It's an acronym. She is a tax slave. She's doing this for the government. So if you're able to open up the conversation, she'd be able to see, if she's smart, that the superficiality of the conversation is based on materialism and nothing more. Men are going to work and working their ass off and kicking ass in the workforce at a much lower rate of ratio to earning based on nothing but merit, and he has to overperform and add value in every single fucking conceivable possible way and be very confrontational and fight to earn his money in this world because he's building a family, whereas a woman literally is at best a tax slave that's going to be superficially having she's again indoctrinated. Eve bite the apple, bro. Remember that. At best, she's going to buy some high heels. She's going to buy some IKEA furniture. She's never going to be naturally interested in crypto. She's never going to naturally be interested in day trading. She's going to want to travel. She's going to want to take pictures for her Instagram and basically live her life to be pretty and take photos and not really care about anything else. The premise of that entire boss babe situation is materialism and literally nothing more.
Which is that is crazy. It's crazy how the women have been psyoped into foregoing their femininity, which is insane. So women, you have to understand that it's been very calculated on why you feel the way that you feel about your femininity, why you feel insecure, why you feel weak about being a woman. It always goes back to, again, it's the propaganda. They want you to feel bad so you can work, so you can pay more taxes. I know women, and I've said this before on the podcast, I know women who are working, putting their kids in the daycare, paying for daycare, and the amount that they're making at the job is damn near equivalent to the amount that they're paying for their kid to go to daycare. So it's like, why not just stay home with the kid? Find a strong man that can afford to pay all the bills, that's capable, and you just stay home and work. But instead, I know a lot of women that feel bad about being stay-at-home moms, feel bad about staying at home and raising the kid on their own. It's like, what is there to feel bad about that? Society has made them feel bad about doing what's best for her family. So at this point, you're not doing what's best for your family to raise your children. You're doing what's best, again, for the government and for the economy to succeed. And they're feeding you these lies so you can go against your family unknowingly. Because what's best is the woman stays at home, raise the kids, and the man goes out and works. He brings the bacon home so the wife can cook. We had our roles. It just made sense. Everything, it just that was the most optimal. And now at this point, since the roles are just so conflicting and no one knows what the fuck they're doing, it just doesn't make sense anymore. You have the fucking janitor inside the CEO's office doing the CEO's work, and you have the fucking CEO mopping the floors at the job. It just doesn't make any sense anymore. So, and when you have this problem, you see that everyone's going their own way. There's MGTOW, and of course there's WGTOW now, which is fucking crazy. We have men going their own way, women going their own way, which is insane, and everyone's just fighting against each other. But again, that's what's best for the economy, is to divide and to conquer. It's been the old time playbook fucking with everything, right? You divide the men and the women, divide them, have them both go to work, have them both make money, have them both pay taxes. That's better for the economy. So you have to understand where all this propaganda is coming from. It's so you can pay more taxes. And women, your femininity, ladies, your femininity is the best thing that you have. It's the most powerful tool that you have. We all want to be around feminine women, a woman who smiles, who's just soft. It's like, as men, our life is hard. The only thing that we want to be easy is dealing with our women, because it's like, I'm out in the world doing the best that I can to create the best possible outcome that I can in my life and for my family. When I come home, I don't want to be in competition with my women, fighting about certain shit, or trying to compete with each other. It's like, no, I want to come home to a lady who's soft, who knows how to cook a meal, who just has the house nice and clean, and who can raise kids. So that's what we want. We don't want to be around women who just want to act like men and behave like men. It's just not. I mean, imagine if we just act like women. Ladies, imagine if your man just acted like a female. He acted like a bitch. He fucking did his nails. He just acted very submissive and just weak. He kind of just wasn't decisive. All he did was just care about the way that he looked. He didn't want to go take the trash out. He makes you go take the trash out. He didn't fucking He doesn't want to do all the hard shit around the house. He wants you to do it. Just imagine being around that kind of man. You're like, ew, like that's not a man that I want. That's just gay. It's like, now with ladies, when you behave like a man, when you're being this alpha boss lady, those are masculine traits. And at that point, it's like, as a man, it's like, ew, I don't want a girl who acts like a man, because that's just gay. Like, not only is it gay, it's like, we just don't want other masculine. We don't want to be fucking a masculine woman. That's not what we want.
And this problem, this insecurity in the femininity, is causing society to invert in a massively implosive way. If you don't know what implosion means, it's like an explosion but backwards, like the Twin Towers. They imploded because 9/11 was an inside job. You know, society in and of itself, through that same metaphor, is imploding when you have femininity like constantly being attacked. And it's happening in every single way, right? So let's start with some of the basics that you guys might have heard before. Strong, independent woman. That's like saying cold sun. It's the same thing. It doesn't make sense. It's like saying fiery ice. It's like saying oxymorons every time a sentence comes out of your mouth in each and every way, right? There is no that is propaganda at its finest, because the fear that they created when you use the word strong and strong independent woman is that a woman now believes that she's so weak that the weakness is a problem. So they're using a play on words and they're using a play on language for people of a lower IQ to fall into this frame. So what'll happen is when you say strong, independent woman, she thinks, yeah, I need to compete with the boys. I need to show my worth. I need to show my value. They're so intimidated by me every time I want to become strong and independent. This is a fucking oxymoron of a million enigmas, right? What is a woman naturally? How did God create women to be weaker than men? They are physically weaker. And, you know, if you watch enough videos on YouTube, women don't know that they're physically weaker anymore. That's how bad the brainwashing is. They truly think that they can fight and compete against men for real, in their mind. They don't even have the aptitude to understand the biological difference between the strength of men. Remember when I wouldn't even go to the gym and I wanted to work out with my bro because I know that shit can't do what I need to do? I understand reality, so I can command the value that I need to get out of the situation. But women are so brainwashed that they literally think that they're physically as strong as men. That in and of itself could be an episode study for many, many days, and we can make an entire channel out of how crazy that is. But, you know, there are dumbass fathers in this world, and those dumb fuck fathers that are blue pill and gay are raising their daughters to fall into that narrative and say dumb shit like, yeah, baby girl, I want you to be strong and independent and be able to take care of yourself. You got to learn how to earn $1. And that is he's literally indoctrinated, you know, by the fucking, I can't even say that without getting our channel fucked up. He's literally indoctrinated by very blue pill things. And when he gives this advice to the girl and she takes that advice literally, she now forms a real insecurity about her perception of weakness. So she thinks that she needs to be constantly strong in whatever that means. So she's going to now go and execute that mentality and that ideology against men, and it is competitive against men. Because a man, it's like when they first were making the Hollywood films, a girl would be a damsel in distress. Oh God, the most beautiful thing in the world to protect. The girl is tied to the railroad. The locomotive is coming. The locomotive is about to run through her and kill her. She's helpless. She can't do anything. She cannot loosen the ropes. The hero, the man, the strong man comes in, cuts the ropes, and saves her in the nick of time before the locomotive comes to kill her in this travesty. And in this fierce act of her heroism, she looks up at the man and falls in love with him. And all of this happened by virtue of his strength. And she was in trouble because of her weakness. And that is the wake of the modern world. That is reality. That is the truth. Independence, right? And that's another problem with the word, with this stupid ass sentence. Strong, independent woman. That's literally like saying man. There is no strong women. You are all weak. A 14-year-old boy could whoop every woman's ass on earth, and we all know that when you have a brain in your head. Independent is the opposite of a woman's ideal upbringing. A woman is always hive-minded. A woman's biology that also syncs up to the moon, and that, if you want to know more about that, that might be a whole separate stream. But a woman's biology, literally her ovaries, when she's around other women, her ovaries will sync up with other women's ovaries because women are group thinkers. You know how I talk about having multiple women all the time? They're a group being. They are a hive mind. They are a hive being. Having multiple women is a blessing, and their biology literally rewards what I'm saying. If the women are having their period, when it's time to have a period, all of their ovaries will shut off and start producing ovulation. They'll all ovulate out at the same time, and they'll all have periods at the same time, because nature, God, has literally said the eggs need to shut off all at the same time. The eggs need to come on all at the same time. That is literally optimized for male sexuality. That is literally optimized for you to have sex with them at the same time, literally get them pregnant at the same time. And if you didn't get them pregnant, they will literally have periods at the same time because they are biologically in sync with each other. And if you have women together, they will sync up together naturally faster than you would think. The way that they talk, the way that they commune with each other, the way that they are with each other. This is a creature of dependence. She depends on community. Being isolated for a woman is not feminine. Grouping together is feminine. That is true femininity. I want you to think about one woman as an independent rose, as a flower, right? One woman is one flower. What's more beautiful, one flower or a bouquet of flowers? That is feminine beauty. That is feminine virtue. Batman, who I was talking about earlier, men can go off on their own. Men can live lives of solitude. Men, in fact, have to live lives of solitude at certain points to get their money up, to get their body in strength, to get their mind aligned, to walk through the path that they have to walk through. Men's suffering has to happen on their own. There's accounts of this in the Bible. There's accounts of this in real life. There's accounts of this in reality. Now, let's talk about this, right? A part of femininity, in another part of this, here's another topic, is beauty. Beauty is such an amazing thing. Women have beauty, and there's nothing more delicate than a woman's beauty, right? Now, when a woman is in her feminine state, a man can look at that beauty, consume that beauty, and he'll fall in love with that beauty. He'll write poems for that beauty. He'll build houses. He'll build homes. He'll start societies. He'll build civilizations. He'll invent things. He will do anything to fall in love and have a love story and perpetuate love for the beauty of this woman. But when a woman is insecure in her femininity, unfortunately, look at what is happening today. She'll commoditize her beauty, and she'll start getting competitive like a man and start selling her beauty like an entrepreneurial man, and start getting money and start putting money like how a man does, right? Because a man is supposed to be a provider and a money maker. She'll start getting money like a man. And what are we suffering from the fucking most in society today? Like a nasty fucking cancer running rampant throughout America and the main westernized world. Women selling their fucking sexuality on OnlyFans. Women prostituting their beauty. Women cheapening their beauty. Women cheapening their sex. Coming up with a prostitute mentality. Turning prostitution into the main nomenclature of the modern day man. Turning prostitution into the excuse that they can all have. Turning prostitution into the mentality that they can all share. And then once sharing the mentality of prostitution, each and every one of them try to cover up how that's not that bad. You saw some dumb fuck sitting across this seat from me here talking about, no, there's no such thing as a woman's body count. Knowing even though her mouth is saying that, even though the brain in the head is allowing the words to come out of the mouth, the soul, the truth, reality, God, facts, all of us in the majority knows what's coming out of her mouth is an absolute lie, absolute bullshit.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And the propaganda has made women believe that all their problems in life were created by men. So now the propaganda is telling women that being independent of men, chasing a career, putting a career above having children in your family, that's going to solve your problems. Because guess what? now when you chase your career and you put that first, you don't need a man anymore. So all your problems will not exist anymore, because guess what? The men are why you weren't working before. The men are why you were weak before. So now that you don't need a man, all your problems are solved. And women are starting to realize that they were told this lie by feminism. Now that they're 30, 40 years old and they've chased a career, and now they don't have children, and they see that they couldn't have their cake and eat it too. And now women are like, fuck, and that's why a lot of older women are on antidepressants. It's like, 30 to 40% of women above like 30 or 40 years old, they're on antidepressants, because they're realizing like, fuck, I was told that if I chase my career, then I'm going to be happy and maybe I can have kids later on in life. But then by the time you're 30, 40 years old and you've already chased your career, the man that you want doesn't want you, and now it's too late. So women older, it's unfortunate, but they don't realize until they're older that, fuck, they were lied to. And it's too fucking late to get the man that you actually want. And maybe in some cases to get any man, but a lot of times women, they have to settle by the time they're 30, 40 years old. It's like the man that they want just doesn't want them, because they spent all that time chasing a career, putting a career first, having kids and a family on the back burner. And now they look up like, fuck, this career doesn't even satisfy me the way that they told me it would. They told me that if I chase my career, if I make money, and if I'm independent of men, all my problems will go away. But now that I'm 40 years old, I'm still not happy. I have no kids. I have maybe a cat and a dog, but I'm not happy. So women, you don't want to wait until it's too late to realize that putting a career first, being independent of men, is not going to solve all your problems, because it's just a lie that women have been told. Because when women say they're independent, who are they independent of? Men. That's all that is. And you go back to the early fucking 2010s or the late 2000s, Boosie came out with a song, INDEPEN, like, dude, all that propaganda, that dumb shit, and motherfuckers like, I want her own, but I want to own. Motherfucker, you want a man then, nigga. I want a girl who is dependent on me, and she knows that I'm gonna be able to raise the family and bring the family up. I don't want no independent bitch, because in that song he's saying, I want an independent girl. Who is she independent of? You, nigga. She doesn't need you, nigga. Like, well, how are you gonna find a bitch that doesn't like need you? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's backwards thinking. So it's like, that's what it is, and we have to be aware of these things.
100. INDEP. Yeah, those songs made by a very specific group of people in a very specific way to very specifically indoctrinate people to lose, bro. That's exactly what that shit is, unfortunately, man. And unfortunately, that specific artist is suffering from that in his real life right now. Shout out to Boozy, we fucking love you, man. But we know that you're getting fucked over constantly. Another big problem that you're gonna run into with these indoctrination bullet points that are running through a woman's mind with feminism is that she's insecure about her equality. She's insecure as fuck about equality because she's easier to be brainwashed. Mind you, through civilization, through existence, as soon as Eve was made from the rib of Adam, women have always been being protected and cared for by men. Like I said a moment ago, if for whatever reason me and Tez were out in the desert, we ran across women that were alone and that were vulnerable and needed to be taken care of, we would go up to them, we would talk to them, we would make them feel safe, we would make them feel protected, because it's naturally inherent in us to protect and to love. There is no equality into that. Tez, have you walked around any dudes today and felt like you wanted to go protect them and love them?
No.
Right? That shit is not happening.
That is gay.
Yes! You fruit pops, you twinks. That is gay as fuck, right? And they're inverting. There's a whole other episode we could do about how men are being feminized. But women have always, from existence to today, have overwhelmingly been men have been wanting to protect them and take care of them. There's no equality in that. If anything, they are the ones that are benefiting from masculinity, right? Let me give you an equivalent example of like how a woman all right, she thinks that her rights or her equality or like human rights or the laws are not equal for her, like she's being oppressed, right? So imagine like Elon Musk, right? Yeah. Elon Musk. Most of you guys, even though I personally think that dude worships the devil and his mother's a witch, we'll put that aside and talk about that for another day. Most people will look at Elon Musk and say, hey, man, that dude's wealth and his companies and his money is so respectable. I will bow down to the idea of this dude's wealth. And a lot of people do that, right? But imagine that as a dude, me, right here, at this level, looks at Elon Musk and say, I demand equality. I demand equality, Elon. I should have the same money as you. I demand equality. Give me your position. Give me your status. Give me your title. Give me your companies. Equality, equality, equality. I should be equal to you. That doesn't make sense, right? It just comes off weird. Because even though that Satanist did what he did to get where he is, he worked for it. He's in that position. He's where he needs to be specifically. And I am where I am in life as a result of my actions, so I am where I have earned the right to be. I earned this seat because I put myself here. And women are insecure as fuck, thinking that they don't have access to rights and resources and opportunities. And that brainwashing is on a whole nother level. They literally think that they're supposed... Okay, so let's give them this equality, right? Let's make them a man. What happens with that? We have what we have now. We have a bad dating market because the girls think that they're guys, and the girls with the mindset of a man act like guys. They act equal to a man. See, it's a trick. It's not that they don't have any of the things that a man have. It's that the word equality is tricking them into becoming a man. That's the step. That's the missing part that you don't see, that you don't understand. That's like the math, the PEMDAS, the exponent, the invisibly understood exponent of 1 in the formula, right? They are literally using the word equality to act as if they've been oppressed and they need suffrage, when in fact they're not being oppressed at all. They are constantly throwing away love with this seeking of equality. So what happens is they come to work and they act like a man, they become a man, and a man is constantly seeking love, constantly seeking the affection of a woman. A woman is constantly receiving love, receiving the affection of men, but being trained to throw that away and throw that away and throw that away. So she's taught to sell her body, cheapen love, look at love for what it is, and throw it out, because they're easier to manipulate. There's no such thing as female intuition, or else there'd be no such thing as a single mom. This equality thing has completely tricked women, because they're simple to trick, into thinking that they're being oppressed. So they get so emotional and caught up in this superwoman trap of thinking that, like, no, I have to have unrealistic ideals beholden onto me. I need to be beautiful, and I need to be a mother, and I need to be a career woman, and I need to have these impossibly high standards. When men hear that, I swear to you, for me, it goes in one ear and out the other. That just sounds like a bunch of horse shit. But when they hear that, it triggers their feelings. And their stupid fucking feelings get so overwhelmed with the propaganda that they start acting like men. And is when they start going insane. And like I said, this leads to... Bro, people are selling pictures of their feet on the internet. Objectively, the most insignificant part of your human fucking body. Since the advent of the internet has had this entire perpetuation of selling your body, selling your most insignificant part of your body, selling your fucking feet to people that are perverted and deprived of sex because of the internet and because of photography, so they can monetize that. And selling your body is always prostitution. Selling your body is always that of a whore. Selling your body is always wrong. Female beauty is to be preserved and retained for the man that loves you.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And ladies, have kids young. Find a man that's going to take care of your family, that's going to take care of your kids. Do not put your career over kids and a family, because a lot of women have put their careers over having a family, over finding a man, because they've been told by the propaganda that that's what's going to make them happy. And again, they look up, they're 30, 40 years old, and they're like, what the fuck? I'm not happy. I chased my career, And guess what? Now I'm looking for the man that I want, and he's nowhere to be found. So either I'm going to go buy cats, go get a cat and not have kids, or I'm going to find a man who I don't really want. I'm just going to settle with this man because this is all I can get now. And because I've waited so long to look for a man. And then you're not happy with the man that you do have because you settled. So ladies, have kids young. Find a strong man that's going to take care of your family so you can actually be fulfilled in your future, because the propaganda is lying to you. They're telling you to put a career over a family and kids, but that is not where you get your fulfillment from. Men get their fulfillment from careers. Women get their fulfillment from raising a family. We are completely different. So propaganda is going to tell you what's going to make you satisfied is by you behaving like a man, chasing a career, working a lot, putting your main focus being a career, but that's not it. You're going to get so much more pleasure and fulfillment from raising a family and children. So this is important because your happiness, your fulfillment depends on this information, and you got to embrace your femininity, embrace that we are completely different, and that's what makes us better together. We are different. What a man might not be good at, or the part that he's not being around the kids all day, being patient with the kids. Ladies, that's where your femininity comes from. Your nurturing is for you to be able to have the patience with dealing with the kids, being around the kids all day, raising a kid. And it's like, who would you rather raise your kid? Would you rather have the daycare raise your kid, or would you rather be at home alone with your kids, raising your kids, giving them the ideas that you want them to have? Because by you chasing a career, and your husband, your man is chasing a career, and you guys put in the kids in daycare, then it's like your kid is being raised by someone else. And who knows what your kid is being told why you're not there. He could be told some things, and whether it's the school system or the daycare, things may be put in their head that you don't agree with. So it's like, that's why a lot of families, I believe, they have their kids coming home and disagreeing with them about shit that they're like, where is this coming from? It's because your kid is being penetrated by the propaganda, because they're being raised by the system. And when the woman is at work, the man is at work, who is the kid spending the most of the time with? It's either at school or daycare. And all these beliefs, you don't even have the time to put those beliefs into your kid. So it's like they're just going to get the information from whoever's telling them. And if it's not the parents, then who is it? It's the system. And again, the system is to benefit the system, not your family. So if you want a strong, healthy family, know that we're different. A man has their role, women have their roles, and then we come together and we be full and whole, and we're great, and that's what it is.
And you got to understand another point: when a woman's is being insecure about her femininity, and she's like her insecurities are being inflamed, she's constantly putting herself in a position where she's disqualifying herself from a man's natural attraction mechanisms, right? I'll give you a really good example: the 50-50 conundrum, the 50-50 thing that I was making fun of yesterday, right? Let's say my dog Tez over here has a beautiful girl, and usually it'll be many, but like in this example, let's just say it's one of them, right? He's with one of them, and this beautiful girl is his girl, and she's happy to make food for him, and she's happy to, like, if he wants to go to the pool, hang out, she's happy to tag along, she's happy to provide happiness, she's happy to provide this beautiful experience to him. And a guy comes up out of nowhere and grabs her. What's going to happen? Well, Tez is going to make sure that he meets God that day. And that is a very, very good and healthy, normal, masculine, feminine dynamic. Protector, follower. Leader, follower. Masculine love, feminine love. Right? 50-50. What the girl is trying to articulate is this dynamic. She's trying to say, I want to tag along. I want to be a team player. She's trying to say, I would like to be a part of the team. I want to be involved. I want to be a part of the tribe. I want to be a part of the club. I want to be a part of the hut. I want to feel accepted. I want to feel loved. But the propaganda doesn't teach her how to articulate this. The propaganda trips her up and puts her on the wrong path. She doesn't get to experience his protection. She doesn't get to experience his love. She thinks, my way to find the tribe, my way to manifest it, My way to vibe to the tribe is to also become half of a provider. So what does that look like? Now the situation is like this. Yo, Tez, you smoking cigarettes? I'm smoking cigarettes too, dog. Yo, you getting money? I'm getting money too, dog. You paying bills? I'm paying bills too, dog. You going today? We going half and half on this dinner, my motherfucking dog. This is some bullshit. We don't want that. And it might not manifest that exaggerated in the real situation, but the mentality is of that. I'm a provider, you're a provider. I do it, you do it, we the same. That literally is what me and Tez are doing right here as men. Me and him are like, I mean, honestly, it feels more like 100, you know what I'm saying? We some 5-star motherfuckers up in this bitch. But like, that is a male dynamic that men need to work in teams. Again, when they play football, when they play basketball, when they hunt the motherfucking buffalo, it works better when bros do it in brotherhoods, and it works better when bros do it in teams. This is not the adventure of a woman's path. This is not what she's there to do. You know, she can be present, she can exist, she can be there, but like, it's not incumbent upon her to provide the results of that outcome. She doesn't need to kill the bull. She needs to cook it. You know, the most beautiful thing that the girls did on that show, Bear Grylls, Survivor Island, men on one island, women on another island, the most beautiful thing the girls did was collect seashells on the beach and make artistic decorations around their little huts, and they made it beautiful. The guys never did that shit. The guys never saw the beauty in nature. They never had that craftiness. They never had that desire to feminize or make beautiful their homes. But the women who see the cuteness in animals, the women who see the cuteness in babies, the women who would do anything to die to protect their fucking child while the child is a child, the women who rear life into the world, these feminine virtues are things that only women can only do. And for the times that they could do this, only men are the only ones that are going to protect them. A woman cannot protect another woman from the dangers of reality when it comes to pregnancy and things like this and of that nature. It is of the two to join forces and bring life into the world and create tradition and create family and create values and build a future with the opposing dynamics of masculinity and femininity. And an insecure woman will never get the benefit or the beauty of something as powerful as that.
Yeah, and that's what it is, and that's really what we need to focus on, is just that we're different, and the femininity is a powerful tool to have. And a lot of doors are going to open up for ladies. If you're feminine and you just have that feminine energy, people are going to want to be around you. That's what's enjoyed. It's like, it's so peaceful being around feminine energy, because without that feminine energy and you turn into a man, it makes you less just having that feminine energy, and that's what's great about you. So you're being told a lie with the propaganda. Your femininity is a powerful tool. It's like you're choosing, by listening to the propaganda, you're choosing to not use your most powerful weapon. They've taken your most powerful weapon away from you, and they've taken it away in like disguise, making you think that they're going to give you a better tool or weapon to use, but really they've taken away your best one by making you feel bad about it. It's like your best tool that you have to operate in the world is your femininity, but the propaganda has taken that away from you unknowingly. You know, they made it seem like it's the man, you're having problems, it's the man, the femininity is why you're being taken advantage of by men, so don't be that anymore. Act like a man, chase a career, and then your problems are going to be solved. But women are starting to wake up and realize that that's not true. So in order to get the power back, and so you can feel more at peace. If you're a woman, you want to feel at peace, and by feeling at peace is you feeling masculine or you feeling feminine. So, because a lot of women, they have like conflicting beliefs in their heads, or they can feel it like something's not right. What it is that you're not being feminine. And naturally, your biological makeup is telling you to be feminine, act like a lady, be soft, be very kind. But no, the propaganda is telling you that behaving that way is making you a weak woman. But it's the exact opposite. And that's what's going to make you feel more at peace. Because I know a lot of women that don't want to be walking around like boss babes, and it's just so much on their back to carry that energy of being an alpha woman and acting masculine. It's like a lot of women want to just be in that feminine energy and just lay back and chill. And that's why women want a guy who's masculine so she can be in that feminine energy. But the propaganda is taking the femininity out of women, and that's really ruining women's happiness. Is the propaganda telling them to not be feminine, telling them to not be submissive to a man, and overall they're not happy with that. And I mean, and we've seen that with as far as the antidepressants and things like that. So that's it.
Keep in mind, in real life, me and Tez literally physically both know real women that in their heart and in their personality are great fucking human beings that are brainwashed by this ideology. And if they had not been brainwashed by this ideology, would love to pursue them, have them in our life, have them be in our girls, you know? In real life, their ideology is so fucked up that if right here, right now in America today, that those exact same women that we knew, like if danger was here, they know reality is gonna need the protection of a man. So like things are so fucking bad right now in their head specifically that if the danger was coming and we could protect them from the danger, right? I would literally be like, oh yeah, I know the danger is coming. Oh, you're at my door. If you come inside the door, if you run inside here, you're gonna be safe. If you come over here and you're gonna get the protection from Chris, you're gonna be okay. But before you come in, you must forego your ideology or else I'm not gonna save you. Oh, the danger's coming. It's gonna get you. You know, like, and, you know, depending on the woman, she might be so beholden or so indoctrinated or so in love or so prideful. Pride is a like synonym for Satan. So indoctrinated by feminism that she might say, no, fuck it, I'm going to die for this, and just let the danger take her over. Whereas all she had to do was throw away the ideology, which is the one thing that is like the biggest problem in the modern day of 2025, preventing them from getting that safety. I exemplify that to say that if a woman is insecure in her femininity, the biggest problem that you're going to be dealing with is their fight for power. You will see this in every aspect of the relationships that a woman is in. If she is in a relationship with this feminine indoctrination, she will be the head of the household. She will yell at the man. She will dominate the man. She will become the one who runs the home. His ass will get weaker and weaker. He will be a husk of a man. She runs the show. She is fighting for power. This type of power is off balance. It's wrong. It is not right. You have to understand, from birth, a man naturally commands power. When you watch this show and a guy's head is on the right way, and we're teaching you how to organize your life, organize your situation. Remember when we were talking about formulating boundaries? When he knows how to formulate his boundaries, a man naturally commands power. And because we naturally command power, we don't think about that. It's just beholden to us. It just is a part of our life. And with this power, we can choose to do great things, like build a platform and give gifts to you guys and build a show. Or with this power, we can do bad things, like become criminals or become scammers and go rob people of their money. But the power that a man has determines his path. And then in real life, that power gets bigger and stronger, right? Men can formulate gangs. Men can formulate police forces. Men can formulate militaries. And with militaries, men can formulate governments, government structures, judiciary branches, executive branches, legislative branches. Men can become president. Men can run nations. Lately, with indoctrination and insecure females, they think that this natural path of a man, the rise to a king, kings who lead kingdoms, the crown goes on the king's head, the male. Only the male can look at a woman and raise a woman from absolutely nothing into a queen. Only a man could do that. But a woman can never raise a man into a king. It just can't be done. She doesn't have the power to do that because it's not beholden or natural to her. It's not a part of her reality. What happens now is that an insecure woman who's insecure in her femininity thinks that they need to fight to put a female in the office and make a female president. Well, let me tell you something about that. That is the dumbest fucking idea. Ivanka Trump, if you try to run for office, I'll leave this fucking country, bro. I don't want shit to do with a female leader. And I'm going to explain why. Women cannot be a female president because women can't lead nations, because women don't have anything that society demands of them to run the world. Is it possible? Is there a female president in Mexico right now that is of a certain, I can't even say it. Yeah, it is. It does exist, but this is where nations start to crumble. This is where things get very, very bad. This is fucked up. When women have power, they become horrible people because it's not for them. Even Cleopatra, when she was the Empress of Egypt, I believe that she had led the most wars and did the most damage to that nation at that time. Because this type of power is an oxymoron. It is an inversion. It is a net negative. God put man in charge of having dominion over the earth. God would look you in the face and laugh at you and think you're a fucking loser for allowing your nation to be ran by a woman, a job that is not for her. It is a mockery. Women shouldn't even teach the Bible. Let me give you like a reason why, right? There's not supposed to be female pastors. There's not supposed to be female leaders. And imagine this, right? Imagine this, a female pastor. And actually, you're seeing this a lot. OnlyFans girls that have literally been on camera, dogged out, fucked, humiliated by men, all of a sudden have a spiritual revelation, and you're supposed to look at them as holy and get your holy advice from a girl who's had 50, 60, 100,000 dicks in her mouth. A man is supposed to take advice from a woman who has been the pleasure center for other men? By the time that man gets that advice, that is dog shit advice no matter what the fuck kind of virtue she's gone, because her position requires a different path, and because she's on a different path, we have literally made an episode here on 5 Star about why you should never take dating advice from a woman, okay? Because their reality is so much different than a man's reality. They don't go when they're not going to be young little boys that have to fight each other. They're not going to play with G.I. Joes. They're not going to play football. They're not going to roughhouse with one another. They're not going to fight. Their bodies don't even have the ability to fight. And when stress gets high, when war gets high, when tensions get high, when there's real masculine decisions and leadership that needs to be made, women they don't even have the same reaction times. You know, when women don't drive NASCAR because they don't have the aptitude in their brain to react as fast as a man would. There's far and few between female chess players. They do exist, but it's very far and few between that there's female chess players, because one, that's not the natural interest of a woman, and two, their mind isn't going to move at the speed that a man would to command the value or command the skill required to be a high-level grandmaster chess player. Women don't aptitude in that way. They don't think as fast. They don't respond as fast. Literally, if Tez was thrown in a boxing match right now, his brain would be literally just, if you put a scanner on his brain, would be lighting up, and he would constantly be problem-solving his opponent. He would be moving at lightning speeds. He would be calculating how fast that he needs to move for each and every fist, because he's determining how much damage he's about to take for the fear of death, while knowing he needs to cause death. These are not things that are natural to a female. Holding a baby is natural to a female who is secure. Nurturing is secure to a woman. Loving, bringing life, cherishing, being playful, wiggling the little baby's toes and pinching the cheeks, and literally she has breasts on her chest that are designed to put milk and nutrients into the baby's body. She's designed to nurture life, while he's designed to defend life or fucking take life for the threat of violence against death being the imminent outcome in a violent situation. Power is the main thing that feminism is causing women to struggle for. And here's the fucking oxymoron of it all. Even if women could like trick a bunch of people into guilting them because they have no power, so they have to go for the brain, into having their own little city, and it was woman's city, and it was woman's civilization. Even if they had woman civilization, one 14-year-old boy could just wipe all that shit out and conquer. They have no strength. They have no discipline. These are not their type of honors. These are not their type of virtues. This is an oxymoron. This is some ass backwards propaganda bullshit.
That's exactly what it is. And now, women are the weaker sex, so they're naturally insecure. Imagine in this world, let's go into a dream world. There were no guns. All there was men and lions. It was just us walking around, just men and lions, just walking around here every day. We would be pretty like, what the fuck, nah, this is not right, like this. We'd be insecure because motherfuckers, lions are walking around this bitch. Like, I'm peeking out my door before I walk out to make sure I'm straight because there's a fucking lion. Because I know damn well a lion is, I would like to think I can take on a lion, but lions are strong as fuck. So I would be naturally insecure if lions are walking around this bitch. I would keep my head on a fucking swivel because lions are 1,000% stronger than men. Right? For the most part. A lion, I'll still put up a good ass fucking fight on this bitch. I don't give a fuck. Motherfucker, I'm not going out without a bang, you hear me? But lions are strong as fuck. And now reverse that with men and women. Men are stronger than women. So women are going to be naturally insecure because they are the weaker sex physically. Men are stronger. So women actually need men to be secure because men are stronger than women. So I know that sounds bad to say, but for a woman to actually be fully secure in herself, she needs a man because women are the weaker sex. So it's nothing to feel bad about that. It's just the reality of the world. For you to feel more protected and more secure that your life is good and everything's going to be okay, you need a man because men are stronger. So that's just the gist of everything with this, because when they're put on this world together, men are put on the world to protect women. And a woman will tell you, I want to be around a man. I want a man who makes me feel secure, who I feel protected, who I can trust, who I feel safe around. Because like I said, women are naturally weaker. So when they're walking around at night in the dark or they're just going through everyday life, they naturally feel insecure. They feel like someone's going to take advantage of them or they don't feel protected. Now, reverse that when they're with the man walking around at night or they're with the man going through everyday life, or at least a strong man, they feel secure. So women naturally feel insecure when they're not with the man. They need men to feel secure.
Yo, literally, my dog Tez, like at 1 hour and 7 minutes in this, I swear to God, bro, I could go in on this topic forever and ever. We might need to do a part 2 of this episode, bro. Like I got bullet points for days. I could do this shit forever, bro. Women are insecure as fuck about their femininity, bro. That's just real hard facts, real hard truths.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, yeah, we gave him some fucking heat. If you want to go in on something, go in. But shit, fuck it. I mean,
shit. Listen, this is what I'm going to go in on for you guys, man. This is really what I want to do. I want you to like. I want you to share. I want you to subscribe. I want you to send this video to at least 5 of your friends. I want you to subscribe to us on subs.com/5star. Me and Tez are putting a lot of work into this channel to make sure that you guys are receiving premium content, top of the line, getting content every single day. Our channels are never stale. We are not one-off entertainment. We are 24/7 entertainment, edutainment, motherfucker. We are always here for you guys. You can always DM me in the Instagrams. You could always reach out to us on the channel. If you go to our link tree, you could email us if you're trying to reach out to us, collaborate, get some business going on here. If you want to like collaborate and put together an episode and get some views on this motherfucking channel, we'll do that with you guys, man. We do our best to bring you the value.
Yes, fucking sir. We are out here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe on all platforms. We're going to keep bringing it to you fucking live. 5-star live stream, 5-star family. Come be a part of the family. Watch us grow and reach new heights and hit our goals and just add value to you guys and to everyone, to the people. We are out here. Let's get it.
Yo, let's get it. Make sure you follow us, man. We fucking love you guys. We see the channel growing. We're going to talk to you.